Well, hello everyone, my name is Gaiuce-Seine, and this is Box of Teeth. It's also Friday, so I have a little bit more of a Soulsborne role-playing game to share with all of you. Red Rock Shadow is an action horror role-playing game about war, desertion, and redemption. Loosely based on the Great War, or World War I for most of us, it takes place in a pastiche of Europe from that area. It has a lot of themes and moods that are spiced from Software's Dark Souls and Soulsborne games. The game is meant to be fast-paced, cinematic, but also have enough horror and mystery to leave a long impression. Players take on the role of deserters, soldiers that realize that there's something very wrong and downright supernatural about the war. They also have a unique connection to the substance that fuels the war, known as krr. Through this connection, they're able to mow down foes ranging from enemy soldiers to mutated animals to demons and beyond. Most deserters want to find a way out of the eternal trenches, or a way to kind of stop the war and destroy the trenches altogether. They form a squad of deserters who can use their camaraderie to see themselves through the toughest situations. Today I want to talk about one of the nations that's caught in this eternal conflict, and that's Gaiuce-Seine, the pastiche version of France. Gaiuce-Seine has been ruled by the same royal family for the last 666 years. These are the Avenats. In fact, one of their princesses is the highest ranking general for the country that is involved in the war, and secretly a member of the Dark Cabal known as Command. The Avenats have fended off 2 popular revolts in the last century and countless noble coups in the last half-millennium. They are in public well respected, but in truth everybody fears them. Slander about devil worship has always chased the family, and there might be just a little bit of truth to that. Gaiuce-Seine was once known as a pastoral landscape with several rivers, forests, and great plains that were running all the way through it. In fact, there's one great river that nearly runs north to south from the North Sea to the South Sea. It's always shared a border with Meerwing, the pastiche of Germany, and the two of them have gone head-to-head in several wars over history, but nothing quite this violent, and thus both countries are really where most of the eternal trenches are, and they're just completely and utterly devastated. Those forests have all been chopped down. The fields are just now muddy patches of blown apart sand and trenches, and those famous rivers are now clogged with blood, diesel, and other waste. The people of Gaiuce-Seine are willowy in frame and sharp in features. The men tend to keep their hair fairly short with small mustaches. The women keep their hair short too. Very rarely will you find one who's grown it past their collar length. Most interestingly, about 1/4 of the nation has 6 fingers on each hand instead of 5. Gaussians have always been known for incorporating fur into their fashion, and this carries over to the uniforms of their military. Almost all of them have coats for winter months that are lined with fur around the collar and the sleeves, and the officers almost always have a family pelt that is a trophy that is somewhere on their person and kind of integrated into their uniform fully. Because of this tendency, other armies' derogatory terms for their military is pelts, so often if you go hunting for Gaiuce-Seine soldiers, you are collecting pelts. There you go. There's a little snippet of the world of Red Rock Shadow that I've been working on for the last couple of years. Last year, in fact, I did put out an ash can that's using the Lumen system. It's still up on itch and Drive-Thru-RPG if you want to get a lot more about the world. I've moved on to a system since then that I've been working on with my friends and getting outside input on as I've been working on it week by week. And it's come along really, really well, so I'm just comfortable sharing more and more of the world, which has been continuing to be developed over the last year with everyone. You can find it other horror-themed role-playing projects and the horror fiction that I write that includes Grease Paint right here. It's got a killer clown. Book 2 should be out sometime this summer at www.zacharioshay.com. If you're more interested in the usual D&D content that I have that's all 5th ed, all perfectly free, and all horror-themed, you can go to boxofteeth.blogspot.com. As always, I really do appreciate your time and your attention, and I hope you have a great weekend.